Hey everybody, welcome. We're going to be talking today about some of the races of D&D. So we're going to be going over the Aasamir, the Aarakocra, and the Bugbear. So let's get into it. So here we've got all the races of D&D. So there are a bunch. So that's why I'm going to have to try to break down this video into a few different parts. I think total, if you include with Ravnica, I think I counted like 43 races. And that's not including the sub-races. So, I mean, you can see I've got the Locanth on there. That was from a special thing. Same with the Grung. But the rest of them will be in most of the books that you have. Boop, 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 boop. All right. So first up is the Aarakocra. I put that up there. DM approval required. It's able to fly at the first level, so it's very powerful. So it's banned in Adventure League unless the quest or the campaign basically allows it. So just a heads up for that. If you're the DM, be careful with it. Because they're able to fly, it makes it very powerful. So this goes over all the traits here. So like I said, first you can fly at first level. So that's going to make you powerful. For your ability scores, you're going to get a Dex bump by 2 and a Wisdom bump by 1. The age range, so this is when you're building your character, you kind of pick what age they are. Aarakocra, because they're birds, don't live very long. So you're going to be looking at about 30 years for an old Aarakocra. So you're probably 3, 4, basically when you get into the adventure. Alignment, most Aarakocra are good. They rarely choose sides when it comes to Law and Chaos, which basically means you'll probably be like neutral good. Size, about 5 feet tall. You're light, you're a bird, so about 80 to 100 pounds, and of course your size is medium. For speed, you've actually got 2 types of speed. You've got a walk speed and a fly speed. The important thing is, to use the speed, you can't be wearing medium or heavy armor. So again, you're probably going to be wearing lighter armor. Weapons, you've got talons as natural weapons. So when you make unarmed strike, you can hit with them. It gives you basically a bump as slashing damage rather than bludgeoning. Languages, you're going to get common, obviously. Aarakocra have their own language, which is like chirps and twitters and kind of stuff. But also you'll speak Aran. Aran is the language from the air plane, the elemental plane of air. So you're like, whew, I had that bloop again. Just be very careful. I know a lot of DMs won't even let you play this guy because he's so powerful. So, classes that are good for an Aarakocra: Druid, Fighter, Monk, Ranger, and Rogue. Because of the Wisdom bump, obviously, it makes sense. So, any of your Wisdom guys are on there, and then obviously you've got Dex, so that'll help too. I put for names here, when you're picking names, much of their speech is clicks and trills and whistles. So basically no one can actually speak in Aarakocra's name. So what they'll do is they'll actually have 2 to 4 syllables put together. So they'll often use a nickname or something for people. So Aarakocras of either gender can have any of these short names. You've got Era, Ael, Ar, Dikek, Eric, Heek, Icky, Kleek, or Us, Quaff, Quirk, Salik, Urik, or Zed. How to roleplay. So this is important, and I wanted to include this in all my videos. One of the things I've seen a lot of videos not go over is how to properly roleplay your characters. And the reason that's important is, especially when you're playing one of these like stranger, monster, or weird races, a lot of times it's hard because we're all humans, obviously, to try to think like, well, how would this race behave? And so one thing I put, you rarely land. As a bird, you're basically always flying. It says sometimes they can fly for like months at a time, just soaring on air currents. So fly all the time. Also, constantly cleaning your plumage, so birds kind of pick at their feathers and things like that. So that's something you can do too. You should often accentuate your speak with bird noises. So please describe. I put on there. Don't make one as your DM and party will murder you. So if you're always like caw caw caw, or your character, either way, they'll kill one of them. Also, Aarakocra don't get the idea of owning things. So you'll just grab stuff or go kill a cow or a sheep because you don't get it. Like, no one can control the air. So why do people think they own things? Another thing, terrified of confinement. So underground spaces, being locked in a cage, inside a wagon, things like that. You're a bird. You like to be free, fly in the elemental airplane. So you don't want to be kind of boxed in like that. So I put, and the final thing there is why. One thing whenever you role play is the why. For an Aarakocra, you can have a dire threat to your people, a mission of vengeance, or just a catastrophe that's basically like, all right, you know what? I'm going to go on an adventure because something's going to destroy or something did wipe out all your people. So next up we have the Aasamir here. So ability score, you're going to get a charisma bump by 2. Age, it basically says compared to humans, they age at the same rate, but they just live longer. Alignment, pretty obvious. Most Aasamir are good. They are imbued with celestial power from Mount Celestia. You can have evil Aasamirs, but they are the minority rather than the majority. Languages. You get Common and Celestial. Pretty easy there. Size. It says here Aasamir are about the same height and weight. I've also read, though, that Aasamir are just bigger. They're just bigger people. So, and I didn't have the book to check at the time, so that's what I put there. But I'm pretty sure they're actually bigger. Walk speed, same as always. Dark vision. So you have a boosted vision. Basically, what all that means is that 60 feet of dim light is like normal light to you, and then past that, it's like dim light. You can't see color in the darkness, only shades of gray. Celestial resistance. You have resistance to necrotic and radiant damage. Healing hands. You can touch the creature, cause it to regain a number of hit points equal to your level as an action. Can only use this trait if you don't have another chance to use this trait again until you finish the long rest. So basically, once you use it, you got a long rest to use it again. Lightbearer, charisma is your spellcasting ability, and you get the light cantrip. It's pretty okay. It's a good thing to use if you're in a cave or something. Don't want to light a torch. Light cantrip. Sub-races, there's Protector Aasamir, Fallen Aasamir, and Scourge Aasamir. You can choose any one of them for your character. Classes that are good for an Aasamir. You guessed it, all the charisma ones. So Bard, Paladin, Sorcerer, Warlock. How to roleplay. So Aasamirs often serve as champions of good, plain touched, and have traces of Mount Celestial in their blood. You'll often prefer to keep your hood up or closed helm to hide your divine nature. Aasamir kind of keep themselves, even though they're not a tiefling. You're kind of on your own. So you kind of stay at that. Quiet, Siri. No one asked you. You'll often prefer to keep your hood up because basically you don't want people to see that you're an Aasamir. Your skin is a different color. Your eyes glow. You'll often interfere. So if you see evil being committed, you'll basically try to stop it. It's in your blood to stop evil. I put there because you're rare, you're often aloof from others, kind of outcast, because you kind of feel not part of humanity. You'll feel a kinship with other half-breeds, and especially other plain-touched. Alright, and finally we got the Bugbear. So, Bugbear is a monster. So again, DM approval required. Ability scores, bump of 2 for strength, bump 1 for dex. Age, reach adulthood at 16, live up to 80 years. Alignment, bugbears endure a harsh existence, demand them to be self-sufficient, even at the expense of something. Of their feelings? And generally they're evil. Bugbears are about 6 to 8 feet tall, so they're big, obviously. And 250 to 350 pounds, size medium. Speed, same as always, 30. Dark vision, so you can see in dim light within 60 feet of you as if it were bright light, and if darkness is if it's dim light. You've heard that before. This is a big one, so long-lived. A lot of people, a lot of DMs also complain about this. Basically, it bumps your reach. So it says your reach for it is 5 feet greater than normal. So basically, pole arms and things, you've got long reach, so you can hit stuff from pretty far away. Powerful build, you count as one side larger for carrying and weight. So you're a large creature for push, pull, drag, lift. Sneaky, proficient in the stealth skill. Surprise attack. So this is a big one. A lot of DMs I've heard complain and players complain it's too powerful. Keep in mind, it's only for one creature on the first attack of combat. So it does give you a burst of damage, but it's only once per combat, so don't get crazy. You can speak, read, and write Common and Goblin. So, races. Unfortunately, Bugbear is somewhat pigeonholed. You're a martial guy. Strength and dex, right? So, Barbarian, Fighter, Ranger, or Rogue. How to roleplay. So, one of the things that Volo's Guide asks you is your monstrous origin. So, basically why you're there. I even got it right here. So, I'm going to crack it open here. I can read it to you. I couldn't find it online to put on my thing there, but I do have it, so I can just read it to you. Here's all the fun stuff about hags and goblins. No warbands, hill giants. Giants? Come on, I know you're in there. This is the UNT. Orc layers, orc flaws, role playing an orc. Orcs. Role playing a hag. Okay, guys, I'm not crazy. It's in here, I promise. Hello! Please. Please, little book, don't let me down. There we go. Boom. Right here. Okay, monstrous origin. Okay. It's on page 118. So it basically asks why a monstrous character. Creating characters as creatures normally cast as villains offers up some interesting role-playing possibilities. Whether played for comedy, a tragic story of betrayal and loss, or an anti-hero, a monstrous character gives you a chance to take an unusual challenge in a campaign. Before allowing monstrous characters in your campaign, consider the following questions. Rare or mundane? Essentially, is it common to see bugbears and goblins and orcs walking around amongst the people or not? Outcast or ambassador? Are you a spy? Are you an outcast? The character's bond is a great starting point to consider for this question. And finally, friends or enemies. 1. You're a spy sent to undermine enemies from within. 2. You're a victim of a curse or a polymorph spell. That's kind of cool. You were raised by humans, elves, or dwarves and have adopted their culture. At a young age, you adopted a human religion and now serve it faithfully. Oh, sorry, that was 3 and 4. 5. You received divine insight that sent you on a path and occasionally receive new visions that guide you. 6, your sworn enemy is an ally of your people, forcing you to... Oh, sorry, I hit the button. Go back. Shh, you don't know about the centaur yet. I apologize. Your sworn enemy is an ally of your people, forcing you to leave your tribe to gain vengeance. An evil entity corrupted your people's society. Or an injury or strange event caused you to lose all memory of your past, but occasional flashes of it return to you. You know, like Wolverine. So that is kind of the question that you ask yourself. So specifically for a bugbear, I put you're a martial race, they're warlike, they're raised to believe in might makes right, and the strongest survive. So you'll often settle problems physically, but don't let that kind of put you into a box. You've obviously got a dex bump. You could be the sneakier, more thoughtful, like rogue or ranger, or even fighter or barbarian. Goblinoids are also cunning, so maybe there's a problem your party encounters, rather than just going and hitting it, you sneak over and poison them later or something, or threaten them, you know? And that is pretty much it there. So, hope that helped, just going through a few of the different races there. Aasamir, Aarakocra, Bugbear, all really fun. We're going to be doing more videos. Obviously, I got a lot to put together. And I'm hoping for the other Porcupine Bro to be here, so hopefully that'll happen with work permitting. But yeah, just remember D&D is a role-playing game. Whenever you're playing things like this that are a little more different, try to kind of role-play a little differently than you would as a human or something like that. Hope that helps. Hope that makes sense. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell button if you got value out of this. Obviously, I'm just getting up and running with all these videos, but I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section below what you liked, what you didn't like, and what you're looking forward to playing. So we'll catch you guys next